headlines. Of course, it doesn't matter how good the story is if it doesn't have a great headline.
Yeah, you're telling me that when you write an article, you spend 90% of the time on the headline and 10% on the article, right?
Exactly. And that's because if it doesn't have a great headline, it doesn't matter how good the story is because nobody will ever read it. These are some of the typical headlines that you see in press releases. Company introduces product. Woohoo! This is not exciting. Company has an anniversary and throws a party. Unless you're one of the people who's invited to the party, that's not all that interesting. And even if you are invited to the party, it sounds like a yawner of a party, right? Company hires a person. Seriously, these, if you just take out company and person and fill in the blanks, this is the typical headline that comes out in a lot of these press releases, and then people wonder why it goes into that black hole. And the reason is because it's boring. You want to think about, what's in it for me. You also want to think, who cares? So, if you can write a headline that answers those two questions, you're a lot further ahead. So, here's some more newsworthy headlines. Company introduces a solution for a group of people. So, a company introduces a way to solve icing, or helps preheat engines in Arctic conditions. Now that's not going to be interesting to everybody, but to certain people that's going to be very interesting, and a heck of a lot more interesting than company introduces product, right? We don't sell products, right? We sell solutions. How to do a mundane task that has a rewarding benefit. So let's say you're marketing to MROs, maybe a way to perform 100-hour inspections that gets you additional revenue, identifies problems before they occur, does something that is of benefit to their customers. Why some pilots are always landing the best paying jobs. So, you want to talk to your customers in a way that shows that you're interested in their problems and you know how to solve them. So, in this case, you may be selling training, or you may be selling interview services or something like that. And there's something that that you can help them land better paying jobs. But again, you're thinking from the end of the customer and the solution to the problem. The secret of perfect tailwheel landings. There's a certain segment of the population that really wants to know that. Mm-hmm. Secrets are always interesting. So almost anything that you can frame as a secret, whether or not it is, usually it just may be just a little known fact that can really help people out. That is much more interesting than just a plain old press release. So here's 3 story starters that you can use if you need to write a press release or you need to talk with reporters. One is, what is your origin story? Either how did the company get started, or how did you personally get started with the company? What attracted you to the company? Either one of those might make a great story. Mm-hmm. What problems have you solved for customers? Think about all of the phone calls that you've gotten in the last 6 months where somebody was frantic. What happened? How did you resolve it? Those are always interesting. And what is the key difference between your company and your competitors? And again, you don't necessarily want to go negative here and say, your competitors all stink. But you do want to say, here's maybe a sweet spot where we do something better than our competitors, or our competitors are better suited for a particular audience and we are better suited for this particular audience.
You could.